Why do some Subaru engines last over 300,000 miles while some struggle to reach 3,000 miles? Some people swear that Subaru engines are bulletproof while others claim they are the absolute worst engine ever made. The truth? Well, neither, but it's somewhere in between. And today we're going to talk about the real reason why most Subaru engines last a very long time or they don't at all. Well, to start off, it's not the engine design. People have argued for years and years that it all comes down to the design of the Boxer engine. And at the end of the day, that really doesn't have much to do with it. Whether it's a Boxer, an inline engine, a V configuration, a W engine, whether it's aluminum block, iron block, turbo, naturally aspirated, that's not really what it comes down to. Now, with the Subaru Boxer engine, it kind of works against itself in a lot of ways, but it still is a very reliable engine and a very old design that has been around for a long, long time. We know that Porsche loves Boxer engines, as does Subaru, yet Porsche is praised for their Boxer engines, and Subaru, well, in the community, so to say, is looked down upon for using their Boxer engine and supposed bad reliability from these Boxer engines. The Boxer engine isn't bad, it's just different. Boxer engines do not respond to a lot of neglect. Things work differently. Other than the piston configuration, oil drains differently and lubrication works differently in a Boxer engine. The oil control rings and piston rings work differently in the Boxer engine. There's just a whole lot of differences, and differences don't always mean worse. So despite all this, some Subaru engines last, well, forever. So why is this so? Oil management is everything. The number one killer of Subaru engines comes down to this one simple fact: engine oil. Oil level, oil condition, and oil discipline. Subaru Boxer engines do not tolerate oil neglect. They don't give you any warning signs. They don't give you a little rattle to start with. They just spin a rod bearing and end the conversation, as well as, well, making a big dent in your wallet. Subarus that last a very long time and rack up lots of mileage have one thing in common, and that number one thing they have in common is oil and owner discipline. Their oil is always changed on time, it's always checked regularly, and the level is always correct. It's not checked once a year, it's not checked when the light comes on, it is done regularly, which would be recommended every fuel fill-up. Heat destroys Subaru engines quietly. The number two destroyer of the Boxer engine is overheating and living hot. Now, we're not always talking about an overheat event where you peg your engine coolant temperature gauge, but small incremental overheat events and neglect. Say neglect of your cooling system, old dingy coolant, partially clogged radiator, partially clogged heater core, a failing thermostat. All of that neglectful stuff that can cause temperatures to be higher than they need to be, or say a failing cooling fan, or a leak, or running low on coolant. All of these things could culminate to too much heat in that Boxer engine, which slowly starts to cook those head gaskets and causes other issues and will destroy the engine. So always make sure you stay on top of your maintenance as far as your cooling system goes. Make sure you're replacing your coolant at the proper interval. Make sure that your thermostat and radiator cap are working correctly. Make sure the coolant in the overflow is at the proper level. Make sure your cooling fans are working. Make sure that the radiator has good airflow through it and you don't have a bunch of leaves and debris and junk piled up or crammed into the grill in the front of the radiator or the condenser or between the condenser and the radiator. All of that stuff can start increasing those temperatures and not let that Boxer engine release the heat energy that builds up in it and slowly brings it to its knees. Maintenance intervals matter. Subarus don't require exotic maintenance, as a lot of people like to say here online, but they require consistent maintenance. It's not a crazy maintenance schedule. It's not a crazy amount of money or time that goes into maintaining them. It's the consistency that matters. Not changing your oil regularly, not doing your replacement of your spark plugs, your gear oil, your CVT fluid, all of those maintenance items, just things like air filters, etc. Neglecting those things adds up over time and causes the demise of your engine. Subarus don't die from one mistake normally. It's the culmination of 50 small mistakes along the way, that neglect of not doing proper maintenance. Maintenance is key on a Subaru, the same as a Honda, a Toyota, a Chevrolet, a Ford. I know I make these videos, a lot of people get in the comments that, oh, Subarus require constant maintenance and they're very finicky and all of this stuff, but it's just not true. A lot of people take what I say too deeply or misconstrue what I mean when I really drive home the point that you have to stay on top of the maintenance schedule. Maintaining a Subaru or anything else mechanical is high on the priority list to get that good reliability out of it. Now, I've got plenty of Subarus, over 250,000 miles, over 300,000 miles, and I've not done anything super exotic. I've not spent tons of money on these vehicles. I've just done the proper maintenance at the proper intervals and stayed on top of it. It's really not that hard to do. It's really not that hard to get a Subaru to last. Driving habits are what really make or break a Subaru. Most Subarus meet their demise at the hands of their owners rather than that of their own accord. Your driving habits matter. How you treat the vehicle matters. Things like not allowing a full heat cycle, not allowing a cold engine to warm up before taking off, revving the engine cold, hitting full boost on a cold engine. There's lots and lots of very bad driving habits and things that you can do to accelerate wear and failure in your Subaru. I mean, a lot of this stuff used to be very common sense and very common knowledge, but it seems as time goes on, a lot of this stuff has fallen to the wayside. I think a lot of people think that technological advancements have alleviated a lot of this stuff, but mechanicals are still mechanicals at the end of the day, no matter how much electronics you put on it. So revving a cold engine can still affect your valves and your valve train. Not letting the oil circulate for your engine before you start getting on it after a cold start, after it's been sitting for a while. All of these things, no amount of advancement in electronics and screens and all this stuff, and electronic fuel injection and wiring harness, etc. None of this stuff gets you away from the old mechanical issues that are still mechanical issues. Allowing the oil to circulate, allowing the engine to heat up, allowing the dissimilar metals in some engines to get to that thermal expansion point, allowing everything to get where it needs to be before taking off down the road, not beating on your car, not over boosting your car constantly, not beating it like the old Italian tune-up with redlining it everywhere you go. Things like that really do matter. And the way you drive your car really has an effect on its longevity and how reliable it will be. The truth nobody likes, and this is the part that people don't like to hear, especially in the comment section on my videos. This is a lot of the people that have a chip on their shoulder from a bad Subaru experience in the past, or a lot of times people that have never owned a Subaru at all and just think they're horrible and nothing will change their mind. Subaru does not build bad engines. Subaru Boxer engines are not inherently going to fail due to poor quality design, etc. Subaru engines fail primarily because of lack of involvement. A Subaru is not something you can neglect, drive, never change the oil, put gas in, and ignore beaten to the ground. It's not. But Subarus do reward owners that are proactive and stay on top of their maintenance with a great driving car, great handling car, phenomenal all drive, exceptional safety, and one that can get you home through almost any amount of snow, sleet, ice, or inclement weather. So guys, there you have it. The real reason why some Subaru engines last forever and some don't seem to be able to make it to their first oil change. If you guys enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for future Subaru and tool content. I'll see you guys in the next one.